Welcome back to Slots and Sprues. Right, so no plastic modelling this weekend. I'm doing track work. So I'm going to be trying to complete this. I've already stuffed this green stuff in here because it's falling to pieces. It was meant to be for here, but everything's just coming off it. It's a nightmare. So I've stuck it in there and I quite like it actually. It looks like them thorny bushes you get by the side of the road. But it's a big pile of stuff that's come off it. What we got to do? Stick some scenery on that. You know, these little things I've got here. Try and give it a bit of life in there. We're also going to try and do a bit more work on this. Just try and highlight these with some. I want some green or something in. You know, like some moss growing maybe somehow. I've got the barrels to try and weather. I've got all the little accoutrements to try and weather. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I'm not going to eat them. They look like they can eat them, and these are furry eggs. Anyway, so I'll do a bit, and I'll come back as I go along to see where I'm getting to. Obviously, the most difficult bits are going to be trying to weather these. Now, I don't know whether to weather. I don't know. I don't know whether to spray them. I've got some chipping solution that I've not used yet. So that'll be good. Good as an experiment. Good to experiment on them because I can give them all a nice brown spray underneath and then various colours on top. I might try it. I might try it. So it's all, again, I've not done any of that before, so it's all a good learning curve for me. I've got my corrugated roofing, although they're a bit small, but you know they would have had a weird corrugated roof somehow. I don't know. I don't know. They could have overlapped them, couldn't they? I suppose you could overlap them like that. Yeah, you could have overlapped them. Whatever. It's not real world, is it? So we're gonna go for that. So when I've done a bit, I'll come back. Right. So we've added them on. Now they're quite bright in this light, but it's quite dark under there most of the time. So I'm hoping that they won't look as bright. I've doused them in PVA and water, so hopefully that'll dampen them down a bit. It looks overkill, but I think once it goes in there, it's going to look quite nice. It just gives it a bit of life, doesn't it? Really, I suppose. I'm gonna get a goat to put on this somewhere. There's going to be a goat on there somewhere doing his stuff. But I quite like it. You know, I think it will darken. It will be it's in shadow over there, so it'll look darker. So that's getting somewhere. I might do a few more, but I don't know though. I think it looks all right. We'll see. We'll leave it at that bit for now, and if I need to do any more, I will. I think next step is I'm going to prime these. Prime these up. I can't even use them there. They don't look right. Could I make something out of them? Not really. So I'm digressing. I'm digressing. Right, I'm going to prime these up. and get ready to try and do some stuff with them. I've got undercoat of brown ready to use the chipping solution. I'm going to paint it with a chipping solution and give them some red, blue and yellow colours. Use that spray maybe for the tin roof and chip some bits off. So I didn't know what to use these for. So I'm cutting them in half, and any scrap bits I'm going to keep, and I'm going to build that corner. I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to build a moss wall. So I'm going to bunch them together like that, stick them on, and make a moss wall. I think, yeah, I think it looked quite nice. So that's the way forward on that one. I'm just waiting for the bit I painted it a bit. I'm just waiting for that to dry outside. So I shall come back to you shortly when I've started putting that on. Right, we're back. It's now Sunday, I think. Sunday. So the mountain I now going to say is done. Apart from the addition of a goat somewhere. Made a start on the barrels and the equipment. They need another coat of their final colour. I got chipping solution on them, so I can be able to rub some off again. But they come out. They've come out pretty good like that. So I think the equipment's going to be orange with black handles. I'm going to do 2 yellow barrels, 1 blue one and 1 red one. Chip some more paint off them. Give them a varnish and a bit of weathering. So I hope I can finish that today. This I'm going to try and put in over there. Done a tiny bit of work on that. I'm going to try and get this section done. Just thinking of ideas at the moment. What I think I'm going to use the XPS foam, and I can try and carve some kind of wall. I'm going to sand it so it's rough, so it looks like concrete. Then I can cut the back off. I can cut the back off and make it a little mound kind of effect. Right, let me put this in, see if I can get this in its position, and then I'll come back. Right, have a quick. I haven't been filming much as I'm going along because I've been in and out and doing bits and pieces in between. But these are the barrels. And I think they've come out particularly well. It's got a bit of big on that one. I think they've come out particularly well, them barrels. I like them. That's the kind of concretey fence, this concretey wall. That's the start of it. Obviously I need to do some further weathering. But that's going to go in front of a house, abandoned house. There's my abandoned corrugated iron, which I'm not leaving there obviously, but I'm going to try and make that over there somewhere. There's going to be a bit of a gap between that and the house, so I can build some kind of path. Just got to do these a bit later. I was going to spray them to try and get the paint a bit more uniform, but they're meant to be old abandoned, so I'm not really that fussed about the paint job. It's going to come off anyway with the chipping fluid I've got on there, and then I'll give them another varnish to seal it all in. I might do some further weathering on the outside. I don't know, they look quite good as they are. They look quite good as they are. I might leave them. Anyway, I don't know yet. We'll come back to that. And I'll see you in a minute. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day. Got some light in now, so that's how that's ended up. I'm quite pleased with that, although it's quite dark under there most of the time. You're not really going to appreciate it, but I'm quite happy with that. Done some work on the abandoned workman's shack, shed, croft, whatever you want to call it. Started with the concrete wall they've built. They put some greenery and a little bit of a muddy pathway down there or something. Let's move over to where we've been working on here. Let me just move this screen off. So we finished the barrels. They're going to be outside and around the workman's hut. Not really got where I'm going to do with this yet, but this is going to be the collapsed shed, collapsed roof of the building somehow. Not got around to that yet. Just waiting for these to dry a bit. These are going to be the abandoned, obviously abandoned equipment on site. Still got to sort the pallets out, give them some colour, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with the bricks. They're a little bit big, really. They're more like breeze blocks than bricks, I suppose. They're a bit too big, really. Don't know what to do with them. In comparison to that, I mean, they're all like breeze blocks, aren't they? So, but I might just lie them around. I've got some little tiles as well. Maybe do some sort of tiled floor outside. But anyway, that's another weekend or job during the week. Depends how everything goes. But so far, I'm really happy with how it's coming out. Not keen on them so much. I quite like that. No, not too bad actually. Anyway, let's leave that one there, and we'll come back to it next time around.